Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier and this is Ship Updates, and this is going to be one of the more interesting episodes I think I'm ever going to do of Ship Updates. So today we finally got the reveal of the Prowler. And well, the price tag at $425 or $380 for the War Bond version, which is now what we call cash-only sales, is, to say the least, excessive. I like the design. I like the way it looks. I think it's an ideal shape and an overall delivery system for troops on the battlefield. I like the idea of like the little tines on the side or the little feathers on the wings that kind of gave someone like a little bit of cover when they immediately kind of popped off the ship. And the fact that this is one of the first kind of boarding ships, when you look at the Cutlass or you look at the Redeemer, this is the first one that isn't just like a single ramp where your troops would be most vulnerable, but your troops can get out in multiple areas and from multiple directions, and they have a shield there that can protect them before they jump out. Those were all really super cool ideas. And there are certain ships that I rail against for ideas that just simply do not make sense, and this ship has a lot of great ideas, and it really seems to be going in the right direction. I liked the weapon loadout obviously is but it's not designed really to be a fighter, so you can kind of excuse that. And of course the rear facing remote turret, I wasn't too hype on that. I was kind of hoping that that turret would be placed a little higher up so you could kind of shoot in 360 degrees with it. I think it's still supposedly possible, but with some of the images, the way it looked like it really couldn't turn in that direction. So I think when they were saying in the video it can shoot 360 degrees, it means the forward guns can kind of cover the forward arc and that rear gun can kind of cover the rear arc. I don't know if it can come all the way around, but to me it looks like it can't, so that's what I'm assuming they mean by that. But overall, like it was a tremendous, I think, price aside, looking at the model, I think the model is a tremendous design. I think it's a beautiful design, and it's a fantastic design. And it's a design that I've loved for years. Now you might be saying, well, it was only released today. How can you say that you've loved this design for years? Because, well, it's a type of ship. It's actually a ship that I kind of wanted to see in Star Citizen for a long time, or at least something similar. And I guess in a weird way, my wish kind of came true, because it's one of the ship designs that I always kind of look at and go, that's ideal. That's something that's well thought out and well planned. And of course, when you're talking about the Prowler, you're also talking about the Copperhead dropship from Final Fantasy Spirits Within. What the fuck? Seriously? What the fuck, man? So there's a lot of things in here that I like. It's stealth based. It's got good defenses for the troops that it drops into the battlefield. It's one of the because I don't give a shit about looks of a ship. What I care about is functionality. Features, how does it work? I often find that even with some of the ugliest ships, like even going all the way back to EVE Online, some of the Min-Matar ships, because I was a big Min-Matar player, some of the Min-Matar ships were completely ugly looking, but I fell in love with them because for what they did it so well. And, that's something I guess that's carried forward into Star Citizen. I don't care what these ships look like, but this is a ship that I really like the look of it. I really like the appearance of it. So much so that I remembered it the first time I saw it, like 15 years ago. And I believe I can even say that it was at the Cineplex Theaters at Markville Mall in Markham, Ontario, around about August 2001. Somewhere in and around there. Oh my God. So, a great ship. Let's just hope that, they don't get sued over this. Jesus. But, moving on. Now, moving on. We have the Caterpillar. We got some nice Caterpillar footage, and it's in a sort of like a Kovalex shipping hub type livery, and it looks glorious. Now, of course, the Caterpillar is a ship that is coming in 3.0, which I think I can say quite safely we're not going to see this year, but hopefully just around the corner in the next few months, I will be out there out there flying around in my Caterpillar. It is a ship that, I absolutely love. I think it's fantastic. They were talking about, the snub fighters within it, and the fact that other fighters could possibly fit within it, and the possibility, I guess, of using it as sort of like a little mini snub carrier. I guess those possibilities exist, but of course that's all something that we'll have to wait until everything's all built out and everything's all worked out before you can say for sure. But it's a fantastic looking ship, and I mean, it is just following along the lines of the Drake Herald, which, we've recently seen coming to life as well in both these ships. The interiors look absolutely gorgeous, and I mean, it's like with every new ship that comes out in Star Citizen, it's like they take a quantum leap forward in the interior design. And this ship, look at it. It's just absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait for 3.0. And, of course, we're going to be getting updates on the production schedule. And it looks like, if I remember what I saw on the production schedule, I'll talk more in depth about it on Monday, hopefully. But it looks like they're aiming for November 23rd-ish that we'll be getting like a PTU version of 2.6 before it actually goes live sometime in December. I'll get all that all straightened out, and I'll talk about it on Monday. But it is, it is just an absolutely fantastic looking ship. I'm glad I own it. I can't wait to take it out. I'm glad I got the package that came with the 2 Dragonflies. And of course, if you're looking to get a Caterpillar, you can purchase one now with 4 years insurance or 48 months insurance for $295, or if you want to get it with LTI, you can actually pick up a number of fighters which are available in the sale right now, which have LTI, and of course CCU up to the Caterpillar. And of course, just quickly, we'll get into it in a little bit, but the Origin 85X is a $50 snub ship that comes with LTI. Ideal LTI chit for just about any ship that you want to get in game. And of course, there's new versions, old versions / reskins of the Gladius, which are going with LTI. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, those are $110 and $100 respectively. So you can still get yourself an LTI Caterpillar. It's a ship that I love. It's a ship that I own. And it's a ship that I plan to fly. And hopefully we'll be seeing it very soon. Now, next up, we got a preview of the Origin 85X. Now, this is, of course, Paul DeLessi. He is responsible for the Redeemer design. And here it is, the Origin 85X. Now, one of the things that they highlighted is this is going to be kind of speaking for a bit of a new design language for Origin. And so this might actually contain some small hints as to what the finished 890 jump is supposed to look like, which is of course the Corvette sized luxury yacht, which along with the the Polaris, are both strangely billed as the fastest of the big ships. So we'll have to wait and see which one actually wins that contest. But this ship might actually give some interesting hints as to what the 890 Jump is going to look like in some small respects, because of course it is the dropship that comes with the 890 Jump, but of course you can also purchase it now for $50 with LTI. It's kind of like a two-person, two-seater design, sort of like those kind of like hover speedsters that they had in Attack of the Clones in the beginning, when they're chasing down the bounty hunter, if you remember that scene. So yeah, this is a pretty cool looking ship, but of course, for those of you who are looking at bigger ships, this is a heck of a way to get yourself an LTI token and then upgrade from this to the ship that you want if LTI is no longer available. And so once again, that is $50. And next up, we got a bit of a talk about the Herald. Now, the Herald we've seen before. Josh Coons, of course, working on it. It is really just, it's one of these Drake ships that has now come out that just looks so amazing compared to that first iteration of the Cutlass. These ships are looking so good right now, and I cannot wait to see the upcoming revision of the Cutlass Black. But one of the interesting things that came out about the Herald was that the Herald is going to have a bit of a science and exploration and scanning aspect to it, which is something that I don't recall ever hearing about before, but I guess this is kind of either a new feature or, well, it has all these antennas on it. Maybe you can use them for something else. So there might be some science-related activities to do with this ship, which adds another dimension to it, which I really, really like. So, once again, my favorite ship for under $100, and once again, you can get it right now, $85 for the Herald, or if you want a Herald with LTI, purchase an Origin 85X and then CCU another $35 to the Herald, and now you have yourself an LTI Herald. And the Herald, of course, which is coming in 2.6, so in as little as a week's time, you could be flying this on the PTU, or into the month of December, flying it on the live version in 2.6 once we get the proper finished patch. Finished being a relative term. Now, just these are some of the things that absolutely stood out at me from these videos and from the live stream. These are the things that really jumped out at me. These are the ships, some of which I am really looking forward to. But there was also some other things that I kind of want to touch on real quick, and then we will move on from there and hopefully close out this video. It's been a bit of a long day for me, so I'm kind of itching to to fall asleep. So let's move on to just a couple more quick things, and then we'll close this up. Also available in this sale are the Idris and the Javelin. Now, these are, of course, war bond sales, which means cash only. They are limited quantity. The first batches have already gone out and have been entirely sold out, and it's still going. So I'm assuming there's going to be, later versions kind of brought out in different batches. But the going price for these is $1,300 for an Idris P, $2,700 for a Javelin. So, and these are cash only sales, so don't go melting all your ships thinking, I'm going to CCU or I'm going to flip into one of these ships. No, you got to spend cash to get these ships. So definitely, you don't have to worry about melting your ships now and then not having any ships if you miss out on the sale. But at the same time, new money only, no melts. So yeah, not exactly what some people were hoping for, but that's the way it is, unfortunately. And finally, we have the Gladius Variant, the Valiant. Now, I was looking at this ship and I could see, I couldn't really see any perceptible differences between this and the original Gladius. Nothing that became immediately like obvious to me. So if you guys see something, of course, please put it in the comments below. But basically, it's a Gladius that you can, basically you can melt ships to get for $110 with LTI, or you can purchase the War Bond cash version, which is $100, which of course also includes LTI. So that is pretty much the big things in this sale. Most ships will become available during the process of the sale. You'll be seeing different ships on different days, usually following a theme. So you'll be able to kind of say exploration ships this day, mining ships this day, military ships the other. So just about every ship is going to be up for grabs at one point or another. And then next weekend, everything is going to be up all at once for people to grab, except of course for the Idris and the Javelin, which will continue to be limited sales. So if those are the ships that you're after, hopefully you're quick when they do release them, because I don't have a schedule as to the exact time that they're releasing these ships, but if you're dead set on them, you probably already know what times they're going to be opened up at, and you already made your plan. So that is pretty much it for the anniversary sale. Of course, we'll expect to see things during the week, and we did get to see a whole bunch of footage in regards to Star Marine, and hopefully 2.6 coming very, very soon. Fingers crossed, because after that, next up is 3.0 and the Caterpillar and the Dragonfly, which are two ships that I am very much looking forward to flying as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and thanks for watching.
Quantum travel initiated.